Thanks for making News Channel 5 #1 all day yesterday.
Tonight, a judge says it was illegal. The state of Texas had no right to take hundreds of children away from that polygamous compound, but the court did not order them returned. I'm Katie Couric. Also tonight, a CBS News exclusive. A California company accused of putting lives at risk by supplying substandard materials used for military and commercial aircraft. And a new weapon in the war on cancer, tiny particles that seek out and destroy a deadly enemy.
This is the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
Good evening, everyone. The parents in that polygamous sect in West Texas just scored a major court victory in one of the biggest child custody cases in U.S. history. A state appeals court ruled today that Texas officials were wrong to raid the compound last month because they failed to demonstrate the children there were in any danger. Hari Srinivasan is in Texas. And Hari, I guess the big question is, what happens to the children now?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, Katie, after a stunner in a Texas courtroom today. Smiles and hugs in front of the San Angelo courthouse this afternoon after news of the ruling from the appeals court. The state had no right to take more than 400 children from a polygamist ranch.
It's a great day for families in Texas. It's a great day for Texas justice.
The court ruled there was no evidence for immediate removal of all the children because the state failed to show any immediate danger to the physical health or safety of the children. That belief in polygamy and underage marriage does not by itself put the children in urgent danger.
I think it validates some of the things we've been saying for quite a while about no individual proof, and that these threats of things that may happen 20 years in the future do not constitute a threat of immediate danger.
The state maintained that the 1,700-acre ranch was all one household. If one child was in danger, they all were. But the court today disagreed.
If there were any physical abuse in any one of these individual households, they cannot apply it to the entire ranch.
The raid 6 weeks ago set in motion the largest child custody action in U.S. history. The children are now spread across the state in different foster care facilities. Legal experts say many mistakes have been made in this case.
It is an indictment not just of the child protective folks and the law enforcement officials who initially made the raid. It's also an indictment of the trial court judge whom the appellate judges said got the facts and the law wrong.
Some court-appointed attorneys for the children are now in a holding pattern. Susan Hayes represents a 2-year-old. She says she's not worried about abuse if the child is returned. I mean, are you concerned about your client going back into a household?
I've not seen anything about my client, and there are a lot of other ad litems that have seen nothing about their particular clients and their families.
No word on when the children will be returned, Katie. The state still has legal options and could appeal to the Supreme Court.
Hari Srinivasan. Hari, thank you. Attorney Guy Choate was responsible for finding lawyers to represent the hundreds of children. Mr. Choate, in your view, did the appellate court get it right while everyone else involved in this case got it wrong, or was this a terrible ruling in your view?
Well, the appellate court did what they thought they should do. CPS went out to the ranch, just like a fire department that gets a false alarm. You see a fire across the street, you don't ignore it. They saw underage girls who were pregnant, and they did what they did. The court here did what it did, and the appellate court did what it did. It's part of the process.
Well, how can you say that the process worked if, in fact, the appellate court said that the authorities had no right to take these children from the compound?
These people had their right to appeal. They made their appeal. It has been messy. It has been a terrible thing. What the court didn't address is there are still, without any question, young girls out there who are pregnant, and that's part of the culture. How do we deal with those girls?
Can you describe evidence of abuse that these guardian ad litems have heard about?
What's been relayed to me is the evidence of abuse that have been seen by attorneys ad litem in these cases has involved sex with underage girls, that relating to sex and spiritual marriage with girls as young as 14, 15 years old.
All right. Well, Guy Choate, thanks so much for talking with us today. Turning to politics now, and another split between a presidential candidate and a pastor. This time it's Republican John McCain breaking with TV preacher John Hagee after it came out he had made derogatory comments about Jews. Chip Reed is on Capitol Hill. And Chip, this isn't the first time Hagee's statements have caused some trouble for Senator McCain.
Boy, that is right, Katie. John Hagee has been a thorn in John McCain's side for months now. Today, McCain finally said enough.
Then God sent a hunter. Hitler was a hunter.
The voice of Texas preacher John Hagee, until today a prominent supporter of John McCain. In the decade-old recording, Hagee suggests that God sent Adolf Hitler to force the Jews to the Promised Land.
Those who came founded Israel. Those who did not went through the hell of the Holocaust.
Hagee was already explosively controversial. He called Catholicism a false religion and suggested that Hurricane Katrina was God's punishment for the gay rights movement. McCain criticized Hagee's remarks but did not reject his endorsement until today in a statement repudiating Hagee's Hitler remarks as offensive and indefensible. Barack Obama responded that no one should attribute Hagee's remarks to McCain, just as no one should attribute his former pastor's remarks to him.
For McCain to then suggest that, every single statement that was made by somebody is somehow attributable to me is just wrong.
Obama also put McCain on the defensive today for opposing a bill to pay college costs of troops returning from war.
I can't believe why he believes it is too generous to our veterans.
McCain, who supports a less expensive version of the bill, fired off a blistering response. If Senator Obama would take the time and trouble to understand this issue, he would learn to debate an honest disagreement respectfully, McCain said. But as he always does, he prefers impugning the motives of his opponent.
Now, McCain may get a bit of a respite over the Memorial Day holiday. He's going home to his ranch in Arizona, but 3 of his guests are possible running mates, which proves yet again that politics never takes a holiday. Katie?
All right, Chip Reed. Chip, thanks so much. And McCain isn't the only one on the hunt for a running mate. Sources tell CBS News Barack Obama has set up a search committee headed up by Washington insider Jim Johnson, who did the same job for John Kerry and Walter Mondale. Now to the CBS News Money Watch. Drivers getting a head start on the holiday weekend are paying record prices for gas. A nationwide average $3.83 a gallon. That's 61 cents higher than last Memorial Day. Here's our transportation correspondent, Nancy Cordes.
At this gas station in Dallas today, drivers sat for more than 4 hours just to fill up. Hundreds more lined up in Washington, D.C. and Las Vegas, not because gas was scarce, but because it was free.
My gas tank is empty, and I heard this morning that they were giving some free gas cards, and I thought, why not?
With gas hitting a new high almost daily, some members of Congress pleaded with the Energy Secretary today to release the nation's 700 million barrel emergency stockpile. His response? That's not what it's for.
The Strategic Petroleum Reserve is meant to be there as a protection for the American people.
The American people right now are being, Mr. Secretary, the American people are being tipped upside down at the pumps and having money shaken out of their pockets.
And a new warning today about future oil supplies only added fuel to the fire. The Wall Street Journal reported that the International Energy Agency is set to predict a massive supply crunch within 5 years if producers don't significantly boost their capacity.
There'd be a rapid sell-off if at some point somebody believes that that the assumptions underlying this speculative investment are wrong.
Until then, Americans are left holding the bill.
A barrel of oil has more impact on our everyday lives than any other product in America. Almost everything we buy is going to be dependent on the price of oil in some way.
Analysts predict the national average for a gallon of gas will likely hit $3.90 this Memorial Day weekend and could reach that ugly milestone of $4 by mid-June. Katie?
All right, Nancy Cordes, thanks so much. Meanwhile, in Colorado today, incredible scenes of destruction after a tornado plowed through several towns north of Denver. The twister destroyed homes, shredded rooftops, and toppled a truck on an interstate highway. One person was killed. This has been a very active year for these storms, with more than 1,000 tornadoes reported, a 35% increase over last year. On Cape Cod, Senator Edward Kennedy talked publicly today for the first time since the nation found out he has cancer. Walking along a dock with his wife, Vicki, and their dogs, Kennedy stopped to express his appreciation for all the good wishes.
It's been very uplifting and touching.
He was about to go sailing just as he did yesterday after leaving the hospital. Clearly for him, the water is therapeutic.
Someplace we grew up on, learned to swim on and to sail on, and it's been an enormous resource, enriching experience.
Kennedy is still awaiting more test results as doctors consider the best course of treatment. And coming up next on the CBS Evening News, one of the very newest weapons in the war on cancer, which could change the way the disease is diagnosed and treated.
Sometimes life can be, well, a little uncomfortable. But when it's hard or hurts to go to the bathroom, there's Dulcolax Stool Softener. Dulcolax Stool Softener doesn't make you go, it just makes it easier to go. Dulcolax Stool Softener. Make yourself comfortable.
Now make a 3-inch incision between the 4th and 5th abdominal muscles.
Shouldn't you be doing this?
Making important financial decisions on your own doesn't make much sense either. That's why Edward Jones prefers meeting clients face-to-face.
Is it possible that a single sedan could contain 6 airbags, a Shiftronic 5-speed transmission, and XM radio? Well, it is if the sedan also came with a lot of space. Introducing the newly redesigned 2009 Hyundai Sonata, the most interior room in its class.
Right now, get a great deal on an 09 Sonata with greater space and fuel efficiency than the Chevy Malibu for $2,200 less.
I want you to read chapters 5 through 10 tonight. There may be a test on Monday.
Saved by the bell again. Excuse me, Miss Jones. We should talk.
I know. I gotta go all the time, and I'm trapped in here till the bell rings.
That is an accident waiting to happen. You need to have the Detrol discussion with your doctor.
Detrol?
Detrol LA. It's the brand doctors prescribe most to help calm that
gotta go feeling.
Just one pill works all day and all night. Look, at DetrolLA.com, you learn how to get the discussion started. If you have certain stomach problems, glaucoma, or trouble getting urine to pass, you shouldn't take Detrol LA. The most common side effects are dry mouth, headache, constipation, and abdominal pain. Ask your doctor if Detrol LA is right for you. Looks like she had the Detrol discussion with her doctor. She's spending less time here. I should be so lucky.
Nasal allergy symptoms like congestion can occur at any time, and it's hard to avoid the things that cause them. Prescription Nasonex helps relieve nasal allergy symptoms like congestion. Maybe that's why 6 million nasal allergy sufferers used Nasonex last year.
Side effects were generally mild and included headache, viral infection, sore throat, nosebleeds, and coughing.
For more information, talk to your doctor and ask if Nasonex is the one for you.
There's an exciting new way of attacking cancer that could revolutionize the way it's diagnosed and treated. Tonight, Dr. Emily Sine concludes our series, The War on Cancer, Where We Stand.
The same technology behind computer chips, stain-proof fabrics, and bacteria-resistant teddy bears is now being used to create new weapons in the war on cancer.
I think I'm more excited about this than anything that I've seen probably in my lifetime.
Anna Barker is deputy director of the National Cancer Institute. She's talking about nanotechnology. Nano meaning 1/1,000,000th of a meter, or less than 1/80,000th the width of a human hair. Researchers are engineering these tiny particles to seek out and destroy cancer cells.
We can actually get things into cells and manipulate things within the cells. That means that we can deliver drugs to cells very specifically.
The government has made nanotechnology a major priority, spending $144 million to fund 8 research centers, like this one in Boston at MIT.
What we're doing is we're making nanoparticles, and here's the targeted nanoparticle. Shrinks the tumor to pretty much nothing.
Professor Bob Langer is developing a nanoparticle delivery system. Inside, the particle is loaded with cancer-killing drugs. Outside, it's coated with proteins that send the drug directly to prostate cancer cells.
Once we do the coating right, it hopefully goes to where we want it to go.
So it's like a little address on there.
That's right. It's like a little address that could basically say, go here.
Like a silver bullet, the nanoparticle hits and releases toxins inside cancerous cells. The goal is to spare normal tissues and avoid the side effects common to most chemotherapies.
You're giving a lot of drug right to the part of the body that you want it to go to, and very, very little to the rest of the body where it could cause harm.
This technology can be applied to different kinds of cancers and different kinds of treatments.
It really has a tremendous potential to be revolutionary in the way that we treat patients, in the way that we treat cancer.
At Johns Hopkins, George Squaros is researching nanoparticles packed with radioactivity.
We're actually delivering the radioactivity to the patient from within.
Physician and MIT researcher Sangeeta Bhatia is working on her own do-it-all nanoparticle, one that could detect, kill, and monitor cancer all at once.
That particle would image and treat tumors.
So it would show the doctor where the tumor
is? It would diagnose
and then kill the tumor?
And kill tumors. That's the idea.
I think the beauty of nanotechnology is it really allows us to get at the complexity of the disease. Sounds a little Star Wars-like, but you know, we've got people actually doing this.
Nanotechnology is attracting scientists from all backgrounds, not just medicine. Engineers who would normally be working on iPods are now getting involved in the war on cancer. It's a whole new way of doing science. Fascinating.
I know people are really excited about this. Meanwhile, when will it be used in human beings?
Yes, that's always the question. Well, there's some very early clinical trials going on now. There's two sort of rudimentary nanoparticle products on the market, but these very sophisticated particles that really can do it all. I think we're a few years away from that.
Not ready for prime time. And where are they doing this research? They've established centers all over the country,
right? Yes, they have.
Right?
And what's so interesting about these centers, 8 different centers, is they're breaking down the silos between the disciplines and really bringing scientists from all backgrounds together, like almost like a Manhattan Project to work on this.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed. Emily Sine, Dr. Sine, thank you.
Thanks.
Still ahead, a CBS News exclusive, are substandard airplane materials putting lives in danger?
Try a bowl of Trail Mix Crunch cereal and start your day with the great taste of Trail Mix. It's sure to wake up the trailblazer in you. The trail starts here.
When it comes to treating frequent heartburn, Prilosec OTC is the only name I trust. My doctor recommends it, so I just know I can count on it for my heartburn, and I won't miss out on life. Try Prilosec OTC, the round-the-clock heartburn blocker.
If you have trouble sleeping, Lunesta can give you a great night, 7 to 8 restful hours of sleep. But did you know that a Lunesta night can help give you a great morning? A morning refreshed, recharged. You might even wake so rested, you'll find a way to make the day special.
Class, today we're going to make some music.
Lunesta helps you fall asleep quickly, so take it right before bed. Be sure you have at least 8 hours to devote to sleep before becoming active. Until you know how you'll react to Lunesta, you should not drive or operate machinery. Do not take Lunesta with alcohol. Call your doctor right away if after taking Lunesta you walk, drive, eat, or engage in other activities while asleep. In rare cases, severe allergic reactions can occur. Most sleep medicines carry some risk of dependency. Side effects may include unpleasant taste, headache, drowsiness, and dizziness.
1, 2.
Why wait another night? Ask your doctor how a Lunesta night's sleep can help you wake this refreshed. Lunesta, a great tomorrow starts tonight.
They tickle, they tease, and you sneeze. Maybe it's time to ask your doctor about Singulair. While many allergy medicines block histamine, Singulair blocks leukotrienes, an underlying cause of nasal allergy symptoms. And that's how Singulair works differently. 1 pill, once a day. Side effects are generally mild and vary by age and may include headache, ear infection, sore throat, and upper respiratory infection. Singulair, a different way to treat allergies.
like that's ever gonna happen. So make sure you're protected with Tena Serenity's complete line of bladder weakness products. Tena, real protection for real life. For a free sample, call 1-877-GET-TENA.
There's a possible safety risk in the skies. An Army investigation alleges a top supplier has sold substandard materials to virtually every aircraft manufacturer in the world. Our chief investigative correspondent, Armin Katayan, has this exclusive report.
Every day, several thousand military and commercial aircraft like this take off around the world, carrying precious cargo of soldiers and civilians. Now CBS News has learned one of the major suppliers of material used to make those planes may be putting those passengers at risk. In this memo obtained by CBS News, Army criminal investigators use stark language in making their case against California-based AirTech International, writing, "Seldom have I come across a company with such brazen disregard for safety of soldiers and civilians, as well as for the sanctity of laws." AirTech dominates the market for the raw materials used to build what are called composites. Composites are the layers of high-tech plastics increasingly used to replace critical metal parts in the wings, engines, and the fuselage in many planes, including the C-17, F-18 fighter jets, and 747s. The memo alleges kickbacks, fraud, and the systematic selling of non-conforming products, basically products that don't meet required specifications and can leave behind contaminants that can weaken the finished parts. It reads AirTech has supplied some form of non-conforming product to every aircraft manufacturer in the world. Nick Schwellenbach is an investigator with the Project on Government Oversight.
The reason it's a threat to the flying public is bogus materials used to make the part mean the part will not have the structural integrity it needs to be placed on planes.
AirTech declined our request for an on-camera interview focusing on that alleged brazen disregard for safety, and instead issued a statement. In it, the company said, "We are aware of no current ongoing investigation and that it had fully cooperated with the government." AirTech said it considered the matter closed, citing this November 2006 letter from the FAA, which did its own investigation and found no violation of federal regulations. But according to this document dated earlier this month, an active investigation is still being conducted by the Army, while the House Transportation Committee wants to know why there's been so little action, with so much at stake. Armin Katayan, CBS News, Long Beach, California.
And this note on Iraq, General David Petraeus told a Senate committee today he could recommend further U.S. troop reductions by September if security continues to improve. Petraeus spoke at a confirmation hearing for his new job as head of U.S. Central Command. Meanwhile, his former number 2, Ray Odierno, is in line to succeed him as the top U.S. general in Iraq. Coming up next, an Iraq war veteran insists he's no hero, but the commander-in-chief thinks otherwise.
Tomorrow, are salmon fishermen getting more aid from the government than victims of Hurricane Katrina? We'll follow the money tomorrow on the CBS Evening News with Katie Carr.
Hi, Enterprise. I'm at the repair shop, and I need to rent a car.
At Enterprise, we'll arrange to pick you up free and get you on your way.
Nice save, Mom.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
If you've had a heart attack caused by a completely blocked artery, another heart attack could be lurking, waiting to strike. A heart attack caused by a clot, one that could be fatal. But Plavix helps save lives. Plavix, taken with other heart medicines, goes beyond what other heart medicines do alone to provide greater protection against heart attack or stroke and even death by helping to keep blood platelets from sticking together and forming clots. Ask your doctor about Plavix, protection that helps save lives.
If you have a stomach ulcer or other condition that causes bleeding, you should not use Plavix. When taking Plavix alone or with some other medicines, including aspirin, the risk of bleeding may increase. So tell me before planning surgery. And always talk to me before taking aspirin or other medicines with Plavix, especially if you've had a stroke. If you develop fever, unexplained weakness, or confusion, tell me promptly, as these may be signs of a rare but potentially life-threatening condition called TTP, which has been reported rarely, sometimes in less than 2 weeks after starting therapy. Other rare but serious side effects may occur.
If you take Plavix with other heart medicines, continuing to do so will help increase your protection against a future heart attack or stroke beyond your other heart medicines alone. You may be feeling better, but your risk never goes away. Help stay protected. Stay with Plavix.
Oil and natural gas powered the past, but the future. Fact is, a growing world will require more, 45% more by 2030, along with greatly expanding alternatives. We have substantial oil and natural gas resources right here, enough to power 60 million cars and heat 160 million households for 60 years. With advanced technology and smart policies, together we can secure America's energy future. Log on to learn more.
Nasal allergy symptoms like congestion can occur at any time, and it's hard to avoid the things that cause them. Prescription Nasonex helps relieve nasal allergy symptoms, like congestion. Maybe that's why 6 million nasal allergy sufferers used Nasonex last year.
Side effects were generally mild and included headache, viral infection, sore throat, nosebleeds, and coughing.
For more information, talk to your doctor and ask if Nasonex is the one for you.
Hello, may I help you?
Yes, Clyde and Keith to see Emmett Smith. Emmett, your gray facial hair has put you in a rocking chair.
Your beard is weird.
Your stash is trash. Oh, it's bad.
Just for Men Gel penetrates tough gray and puts it away in 5 easy minutes. His edge is back.
He's right on track.
Backfield in motion.
He moves and grooves.
He scores.
Just for Men Gel.
Keep your edge.
Do you feel safe in downtown Nashville? Well, there's a spike in one particular kind of crime there, and it's a big concern for visitors and residents. The story next.
President Bush went to Fort Bragg in North Carolina today and awarded 7 medals for acts of heroism in Iraq. For one of the recipients, the honor was bittersweet. He gladly returned his medal if only he could bring back some of his fallen comrades. Here's David Martin.
The 82nd Airborne Division on parade for their commander-in-chief, who has asked so much, perhaps too much of them. Beneath all that spit and polish lie some very raw emotions.
I mean, it sucks. It sucks like hell.
It sucks, what do you mean?
It sucks that the rest of my team is dead.
The president pinned a Distinguished Service Cross on Sergeant Christopher Corriveau, second only to the Medal of Honor. You'd think the 23-year-old soldier would feel covered in glory. You're really having trouble with even now talking about it, aren't you?
Yeah.
In August of last year, Corriveau's sniper team was ambushed and outnumbered 10-1. He fought his way out and now has been honored by the president. His 2 buddies, Sergeant Joshua Morley and Specialist Tracy Willis, didn't make it.
The 3 of us, me, Morley, and Willis, that was our team. Like any one of those guys would have taken a bullet for me. Likewise with them. I would have taken a bullet for any one of them.
So these were your best buddies?
Yeah, they were some of the best friends I ever had.
All the pomp and circumstance of today's ceremony can't change that. You must be proud of what you did.
I wasn't thinking clearly. I mean, I almost wanted to die on that roof that day with my brothers.
To us, Sergeant Corriveau and the rest of the soldiers honored today, 2 of them posthumously so that their families receive the medals, are heroes. But that's one of war's many myths. You feel like a hero?
No, I did my job.
Sergeant Corriveau's unit goes back to Iraq this fall, but he won't be with them. He's leaving the Army and plans to go to college. David Martin, CBS News, Fort Bragg, North Carolina.
And America will be honoring all its fallen heroes this Memorial Day weekend. Today, volunteers from the 3rd Infantry Division, known as the Old Guard, continued a tradition they started 60 years ago, placing American flags at every grave marker in Arlington National Cemetery, more than 300,000 in all. And that is the CBS Evening News for tonight. I'm Katie Couric. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Some people say downtown Nashville isn't safe anymore, and there are statistics to back up those concerns.
Disturbing details tonight about the wooded rapist suspect and one of his victims. Police say he knew his youngest victim, but that's not all.
And high gas prices are affecting more than you might think. From bus routes to the state's budget, we'll explain.
A warning tonight about a possible scam targeting NES customers.
And the Christian community comes together to support Stephen Curtis Chapman after a tragic accident that killed his youngest daughter. The news is now.
From your news and information leader, Tennessee's first and only local news in high definition. This is News Channel 5 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. Crime in downtown Nashville is way up.
Tonight, concerns from police and those who live downtown.
News Channel 5's Amy Rao looks at the numbers and talked with a recent victim. Amy?
Well, the main area of worry is street robberies. Last year, there were 49 at this time. This year, that number has skyrocketed to 75. That's a 53% increase. Downtown living has become more popular